Cool. Yes. So, hello and welcome. My name's Susan Magistus, and today we're going to be playing some more Factorio. I just need to check the sound levels because it was awfully loud for me. Seems okay on the stream levels. Cool. So I did a little bit after last time. We are working on trains. I was trying to work out how the heckins I would get a super generic like train system on the go, and I think I figured out a way. I'm not entirely sure. Well, I'm not going to implement it though until later on. What we're going to do is we're going to set up the bits and pieces that we need. I might actually just go and start building some train things in because, well, you can kind of tell how long the base has been completely idle because we have almost no pollution. There's a bit here because, as you can see, it's decided to pick up a little bit extra copper because it's kind of, been stockpiling or whatever you want to call it, buffering, everything in here, and it's kind of made everything. We've got everything stacked up, and I did go round. I probably did this in this, in my own time, I think, but I went round and made all of these the generic. Well, it's not generic, but the sort of, the locked-in version of, do 2 stacks for me of everything. I think I also I might have added on this. I can't remember. I certainly added on this. I've made little thing making stack inserters or bulk inserters, I guess. I think we have most things kind of there, but we've run out of research because I've been messing about doing all this stuff. We're not making purple science. We're not making gold science. Nowhere near space science. It's all filled up and stockpiled because it's all been just sat here. So yeah, I want to get the whole thing moving again because I do want this to be a proper playthrough, as it were. But I did also then, I have been fairly busy with it, and I did make all of these alternate versions. So we now have. Let's see if we can do it over here. Which ones did I actually add? I did rename them all. There you go. So we've got the left-hand version as opposed to just the right-hand version, or whichever way you want to think about it. I also did, if I've got them somewhere in the listing, here we go. So I built a few more stackers. That's a great one. So that was basically, I've got that, okay, but if you flip that round, it's not actually a stacker for an input, basically, is the problem, because if you say that the train is always coming in from the bottom, on the left-hand side, because it's a left-hand drive system. So here it gets to stack up and wait in those, parallel stacking, bits of rail. But if you then flip that round, whoop, if you just literally flip it round, I can't do it because, it doesn't let you do it with signals. But then it becomes an output stacker because then the train line, the train path is going towards the right hand, the second of the exits there, the one on the right, which is the output. That's the out direction. So, because of course I can just flip it round, rotate it round rather. So that would be a input stacker from the bottom. Oops, I keep getting the wrong key. Input stacker from the top, and so it works as a rotation. But it doesn't work as a flip. You can't flip it and it will do the same thing. Now I could have crossed over the tracks. I think that would have worked, but I didn't want to do that. And so I came up with this, which looks absolutely mad. But it's I think it is. Yeah, it's a stacker for the other direction. So basically, now the trains were becoming in. It's a stacker for the other direction in what way? Because that's wrong, isn't it? I just realised, because if they're coming in on the left, I've effectively... What am I doing there? Well, that would be that if we make them equivalent and how I originally built them. So if you're coming in on the left, you're not stacking, are you? So I've built all this madness. This does not work. This is not a stacker for an input stack. What's that? Because it's It's another output. So how have I managed to do that? Because effectively what I've done there is I've flipped all of the... You know, the signals are the same, if you see what I mean. No, yeah, it's not the same at all, is it? How have I managed to do that? I've obviously got very, very confused doing that. It has. I've started to sleep again properly, and I was doing this while I was still in my thing. So that didn't work, basically. It looks cool, or it looks insane, which is sort of cool. How did I manage to do that? Not right, because it would come in, or is that... Is it right? Oh, I'm getting very confused now. Because if I'm a train coming in... No, that is correct. Because if I'm a train coming in on the left-hand side there, the signals are wrong, I think. I think the signals are wrong. Because they shouldn't... No, they should... Yeah, no, they would be... Would there be normal signals going in? What did I do on this one? So that would be... Because that would be... It's because they're not... You know, they're like flipped. Yeah, so it would be a... Ah, I know, yeah. What it might need is another chain signal, like at the very, very bottom. Hello, introspective infinitesimal immensity? Triple I. Kind of sad for me, I've barely used trains except for Fulgora, even in my endgame run. Wow, okay. You know, you've not used any on Nauvis at all or anything like that. I kind of use them on principle, really, because you don't. If you certainly if you set like resource richness high, you kind of don't need them because you can just belt everything over. But I end up just using them on principle. So this is right. Yeah, because if you're coming in the same there, if you were going left, if I wanted to out, the stations on the left, this would be the version. And then if you wanted the stations on the right, that would be the version. Yes, so it is right. Oh, that's a relief. But yes, I built this alternate stacker. Whether I'll ever use it, I don't know. But what else did I do? Well, there's obviously the straight one there, which is just up, top to bottom sort of thing. And that one does work as a kind of alternate way round, because obviously then the trains would be coming down. Cool, so those were all the stackers. I think I did some tidying up with this as well, because I did the sections there. So in the blueprint, everything's a bit more sort of organised. So that was the other thing I did. And we have the A, B's and C, and D's. What I also did is this, and this was me testing out how to do what I want to do. And it sort of works, but sort of doesn't work. One thing I did kind of work out that I hadn't really understood is that if you're using signals, so if you're sending signals to the train like this, so you send a train signal there, and obviously the signal it's sending in is, the L1 and 1,000 iron ore. The L1 is obviously setting the train limit, but then the centre train is, the green signal going in. What I've also done is tested out the whole, sending it via radar. It's a bit... I wish it gave you a pop-up, like a menu. Like, so if you click on any of these, they give you appropriate pop-ups, and they have, like, tooltips and stuff like that. The radars don't, so you can't actually tell that there's any signal going into this radar, other than the fact that the green wire is physically connected to it. So I think that could probably do with a bit of a UI tweak, that. But effectively then I'm transferring that signal over, and the green signal then coming in there is the thing. And in order to get any kind of signal usage in your interrupts, you have to have it. It's the station that it's stopped at, basically. So this one here will use this. It's turned off at the moment, but it will. In fact, let's turn it on. It will use this iron ore as a signal. But it has to be part of the station that it's at. So it doesn't look ahead, which makes sense when you think about it. It doesn't look ahead to any station it could go to. It's got to be at the station it's using. Yeah, this is just this is like picking up and that will go down to the drop off, and then this just, you know, takes them out, and then it should, I think it'll go to the depot. It might go to here. It'll go to depot because I've set the numbers and stuff very artificially in the actual interrupt condition. Let's see if I can show you those. So that's just the has cargo. That's the pickup one, isn't it? And you see it's like 900 because of what random number of bits of iron ore I ended up with in this thing here. So this station is, oh, it was off and now it's turned on again because there's now you know, enough iron in that chest, and it says, oh, come and pick me up. So that works in the sense that this station has to have the appropriately signalled name. So I can't, there's no way that I can tell of naming stations using the system, and I'm pretty sure that's what I was expecting, because they sort of said in one of the Friday facts that maybe they'll add it. So it's not actually it's never been in there, and it, you know, if they add it, it's because they'll add it, sort of thing. It's not didn't come in with Space Age, which is fine. But what it means is that in order to do what I was looking to do, I'd have to do something with prioritization, which is fine. You know, it's something I want to learn as well, or mess about with anyway. Because you can't set the names dynamically with the thing. If you give it the signal name, you know, if you give it that generic signal name, that one, it just has that symbol. It doesn't. You can't get it to pick up that signal, basically. But obviously, then I can give it all of the generic names with the things, and we'll just put that. I'll put that in a parameterized blueprint, which is what we need to finish off today. And then, you know, I'll just be able to set it based on what I'm actually building. Yeah, so what that therefore means is that we need a kind of an interrupt on the actual train for this pickup that basically has all of the stations in it, probably. I'm going to have to see how that goes. But that's where we're getting to. I need to actually build the system, I think, before we mess about with that side of it. Yes, so we need to finish off that station, setting the parameterized one, doing the loading and unloading, etc., etc. What I'm thinking about for the generic one is just giving it a super generic name of just, you know, pickup. Right? And then we can use, if we signal connect that, I need to give it some power. Or the combinators don't work. But yeah, if we end up giving it some, you know, signal. So that's why I was testing the radar out, basically, because we can get the radars to set to. I can have a control panel, basically. So, and this is what I always want. I was, you know, aiming for in the series, but we can have a control panel that says, right, you know, we want, and I can maybe dynamically work it out with combinators, but control panel says we always want, you know, 1,000 iron and, you know 2,000 iron plate, and then basically all the stations can do a bunch of maths that says, well, my chests have got, you know, 1,000 in, and so you can turn me on because I've got enough stuff. But then also we set the priority, and then the super generic trains will be able to go to the stations that, you know, have the priority, and the priority is set based on this control panel. So if the control panel works out we have enough iron ore, then the iron ore signal doesn't get sent out, and so the priority is set to 0, and so no trains will go there. That's what I'm hoping. I have a feeling prioritization will not work that well, because it relies on trains doing train logic, and trains aren't great at train logic. You know, they just go, where's my nearest station, and then they go there. Anyway, so let's turn you off. I'm on default and ship lots of materials around on ships. Really prioritized rocket parts productivity, planetary trade. Haven't you read the Wealth of Nations? Not for a while. What's with the diagonal depot sections? You mean these ones? The those? That's just a stacker, basically. So that has... I'll turn this off. So basically, if it's a left-hand drive system, so a train coming in, say what the idea is, this would be connected to a station. Let's get my stations. Here we go. So there's then a station set there. Yeah. So the idea is that if there is a train sat at one of these stations and it's requesting in a second train, then this stacker allows them just to wait out of the way. So basically, if there's any kind of train here, right, let me clip it to the thing without building it. There we go. So, yeah, obviously it has to be long enough. So if there's any kind of train further down the track, you know, say it's at one of these stations, that then sets the signals here to red, and any train trying to get there will just stack in there, basically. So it's just a way of essentially buffering trains in a sense. So the trains are there, ready and available, rather than having to do the full journey. Cool. So I think I'd got to the point of like starting to build the actual like unload and load. Yeah. So we've got... What have I got going on here? We've got... Oh, yes, this is the loading ones, and this is the unloading. So the question becomes... what? Because if I have that... If that's on that side, it does still fit, doesn't it? I'm just thinking, because if I have it on this side, like I've done here, I'm going to have two versions of it. And it interacts anyway with the station. That's annoying. So what have I actually got in this blueprint is... I'm going to have to do that anyway with that one, aren't I? That's a bit annoying. Because you can only put stations on the right hand side, you see? So if I want to have a bit of logic, I guess I could have the logic bit always be in the same place, if you see what I mean. And then I could have that bit. So if we always have the logic stuff on this side, and then I just hook it into the appropriate thing, makes it all a bit manual, which is annoying. Or we could have that power pole there and then make sure they're always connected. Yeah, that would work. Because then that would always be the same as that one, wouldn't it? Yeah, okay. Yes, left-hand drive system, American here, Grace. I just meant wide diagonal. Oh, it's more, well, it's more slightly more compact, but it doesn't really matter with 111 trains. Also, the idea is it's the stackers are appropriate to the direction, so so I have a left, you know, because the idea would be that, you know, there's going to be a line, and then there it is, and then I'll come off with a T-junction, yeah, and then obviously I've got the option of just going around a corner. I got them in here somewhere. There we go. People complain at me for doing this. I just like to have all my rail blueprints in one. Okay. So I could just go around the corner, yeah, and then you would have the drop-off stations, you know, there, or pick up. You know, same difference. Where are you? So there's your stations. But if I want a stacker in, then I've got the option of having that station there, there, or there. It could be to the right, to the left, or up. And so I've then got 3 stackers which do that basically. So this one, if I was to have it straight, they'd have to come back around, and the curves now are actually a bit more difficult to work with, I think, in my personal opinion. Yeah, the new angles with the train curves are like quite a lot broader. You know, it's effectively 4 tiles. I mean, it's 2 tiles, but it sort of works out as 4. So yeah, it's just basically to allow room to do that. So the other question here is, if we were doing something like that, you know, if we were using that space to do logic, well, that's obviously not the logic we're going to do. So it'd fit in there. We'd be able to output on that side. What about with these? So yeah, it would fit in there, wouldn't it? And obviously it'd be on that side as well. So it'd fit in there, that'd be okay. Now for these, would this work? Yeah, that would work. Okay. So I'm happy that space, as long as we keep it to that sort of 4x4 grid. So we need to fit whatever logic we want to do in there. Okay. We also need to make sure that's always a green wire connection. That's reading the box contents. Now, I've limited them to 2 rows. So effectively, we have 2 carriages worth. Let's put a train in. We have 2 carriages worth of stuff that could go in there. This is an unload station. So what are we saying? This needs to be... Well, we've got that as our generic thing on our actual blueprint. So we want I could put parameters in, I think. I don't have to use the parameter thing. We'll see. So if we call that... so this would be a drop-off, wouldn't it? So this is our parameterized drop-off. Okay. And what do we actually want to do? What do we want to do? We want to count up what's coming in. We're doing that. In fact, let's just put a little bit of... I'm going to take these out. And we will put a little bit of coal in there so we get a signal. Okay. Now if it's a drop-off station... So this is where we get into the thing with the control panel. What am I doing? So I guess... Because I'm thinking the control panel bit is like on the red signal. But obviously that's for future. I'm not going to do that now. But for this one station... let's take that. For this one station, what do we want? How do I normally do it? I normally go... Because it's a drop off, isn't it? So I have an amount usually. But how do we parameterize all of that? That's the big question. I guess... Because a train holds an amount that depends on a stack size, doesn't it? Because it's always going to be 10 by 4. So it's always going to be... If I put a carriage, so 10 by 4 would be 40. So you're trying to set up a train system that removes the need to monitor the throughput of any particular resource, and instead just adds universal trains as needed. That's kind of the idea, yeah. So the idea is that there will be a central control panel that says how much we want of everything. And then all of the maths flows through using, logic combinators in order to set the orders for the trains. So whether that involves multiple control panels is quite probable, I think. But say we want, because it's all about science, but we might also want, and say this is why we might have a central hub with all the, say we want 2,000 blue belts in stock and 200 underground belts. And the idea is that there's going to be some, automatically set machines. So we're not going to have like we've got at the moment where machines are just sat there, doing yellow belt. They're going to become yellow belt when we need yellow belt. So that's one challenge I've got to do. But that's for the central hub. The other side of it is the whole science side. And the science side is just going to be more constant of sort of me sort of saying, right, well, I will always want 1,000 red science in this chest. And I'm thinking about a train hub area that drops it all off. And so then there's a whole load of maths that goes, right, that means we need, 500 inserters. And that means we need, that sort of thing. So how well I'll do with that, I don't know. It could end up being a little bit dumb in the sense of I just manually set that we want, 1,000 red science and, 500 yellow inserters and da-da-da-da. But I'd like it to do all the maths for me. Whether we'll get there or not, I don't know. The other part to it is, say, the parameterisation, so that I can slap down a station that is iron plate, and, well, it won't be iron plate, it'll just be a station, and the train will go there. This will be the ultimate goal. The old train will go there and say, right, only when the system needs iron plate, and this is saying I've got iron plate. Yeah, so the priority will shift up. So the priority will be automated. And it will, say, right, this is now 200 priority, I think is the limit. So come and get me first. And then a station that isn't needed will be, if I can set it to 0, then great. But I might try and turn it off and stuff like that. But that's not what we're building here, because I think I need everything done. We need to be in a position where we're basically building a, in quotes, megabase. Before I want to do that. So what we need here is more like an old school system where it says, right, I set all of the set all the stations that are drop-off stations to having, say, 2 carriages worth of material in at all times. But of course, what I would usually do in my old way of doing it is I would work that out. So I would say, right, I want 4,000 coal or 8,000 iron plate, or, I would have to do the stack size calculation. But with parameterisation, we can do the maths of, it'll basically, whatever I tell it that I want to be dropped off there, you can then basically do the maths of of setting the size of the amount, because stack size is one of the things parameterisation works with. So in other words, what I need to do is come up with a generic math system that will then work for whatever symbol I've got, basically, or whatever is being dropped off. So in other words, if I'm dropping off 2 carriages worth of material, yeah, then I need it to work out, because it will be let's do it with coal then, say. So this is the type of thing I would normally do, is I would then work out, right, well, 1 carriage, as it were, must hold, so it's 50. In fact, we can do the maths now, can't we? So we can do 50 as a stack. Well, that's a point, isn't it? So that would be the number we want to replace. I think that would be what we parameterize. Is that right? And then we know that I could just put the maths in for that, because that is, say, 80, because that's the number of stacks basically. So that's, if it's 2, I want there to be 2 carriages worth of that there, right? Then that's our things that say, because what we're trying to work out is how much we've got compared to how much we want. Okay, and turning that into. So what would we need? We would need a. I always get these mixed up. Arithmetic combinator. Because so what I've got to be slightly mindful of is if I then want to plug this in differently, using the thing coming from the other system, that you've only got two wires, you see. So if I've got the universal signal coming in from the red wire, does that mean everything has to be connected with green wire in this, so that I've sort of left that free? Anyway, so because well, actually, if we call this coal drop off, we can parameterize that at the same time. Coal drop off, right? So then we would want this. It's not. Is it a decider combinator? Always, as I say, always get muddled up as to what one we want to do. We wouldn't want the input count coming out, would we? So if this was connected up, so we got a green wire coming in here, right, with what's in the actual train, right, and then if I hook that up to the red, so effectively, what I would need to do is, because it's actually the negative of that, isn't it? Well, I need to math it together anyway, don't I? Because what we want to do is multiply. Is it going to let me do that? Multiplied by. So I don't think it lets me put that on the other side. Oh, it does. Okay. So what symbol would we give that? If we say that is. What should we call that? If we call that A for amount, because a train's going to hold 2,000, right? Because it's 50 times 20, times 40 rather. Yeah, 2,000 in a train. And we would get it to genericize. It's always going to be 80 because we want 2 carriages worth. Because that's what we've got capacity for. So we then got. So this is saying, I want to have 4,000 stuffs. Okay. Now, if I've got my green signal coming in, is say, is that how I want to do it? Because what I'll be able to parameterize is the stack. So that 50, I'll be able to turn into just a number that is the stack size. Is that what I want? Because if I was instead to say, so we're getting green wire in there, if we were to say, so if we had this here, if that was coming in like that, that was coming out like that. So we've got, if we divided by the green, sorry, divided the green by the red, I'd have to take that out, but so it would be green coal divided by red coal. Then that would tell me the number of stacks that I've got. number of stacks that I've got. So we just temporarily call that S. Because obviously that's not... If I put enough for there to be a stack in there, then that should say 1. So we've got 1 stack. Respect, I'm impressed. Are you going to have to add more circuit logic to read stack sizes? So yes and no, as in you can parameterize stack sizes. I'm really excited to see you pull this off. Would you make a separate video showing it off? Seems like something people would be well by. If I can get it to work, yeah. So I've been working on a massive script for trains. It got sort of usurped because there's more interest in platforms. Basically, one of the reasons, I don't know if you've seen all the polls I've been doing. Some of them have been cheeky market research, basically. So there's quite a lot of interest, and I was surprised by how many people found platforms confusing. It was like, I gave them the option saying it was fun and confusing, but it was quite revelatory. And trains didn't come up as highly in another poll as I was expecting. It was higher, but yeah, I've tried to veer and haul to what people most want to see. So, but if I can get this working, this is one of the reasons I'm doing it on the streaming series, because I just mess about and try and work it out. But yeah, you can parameterize the stack size, you see. So, in theory, I can plop down, like I could have a whole bunch of, I don't know what they'd look like, but, combinator chains. And if I was saying, right, it needs to be, I need to have 5 stacks of coal or something, then if it's all parameterized, you can plop it down. You can, with a blueprint, you can just, plop down the blueprint, and it's in the it's got the parameters in it. I've not got anything showing there. So if we do say coal, then I need to test this out, don't I? We can hit the parameterize button. There you go. You see. It's interesting that's got a number on it. But yeah, you can turn that into a parameter. You can turn that into parameter, and you can say that it is. When's we use this formulas below? Yeah, you can use this formula thing, and basically you see the P0 underscore S. So that's saying parameter 0 underscore, just to separate it out as a symbol. Stack size. S means stack size. So then basically, if I had a number in here, which I don't sort of thing, but if I had a combinator, I would be able to set the number to the stack size of whatever symbol I'd set. So in fact, let's do that in a... So if we were to say that... So this is outputting 50, because that's the stack size, right? So you have to imagine this is all logicked up and it's doing maths. But so it's doing a thing. I don't know what that 0 is for, actually, if I'm honest. I guess it's because I've got a arithmetic combinator in it. But if you say, so that becomes a parameter, right? And then this becomes the parameter. So it starts to ignore the 50, because if we just say P0 underscore S, then it's the stack size of that, but you can then do multiples. So if we wanted to have it as 2 times the stack size of that, where's the thingy? There you go. Yeah? Then that becomes our blueprint. So if I now pop that down, it asks me what I want to do. So if we do iron plate instead, right, let's build it in. It also won't work unless we power it. But this now is set to 200 because the stack size for iron plate is 100. So it's gone 2 times 100. Yeah? And it's automatically replaced wherever we had this parameter. Yeah? It's put it in. So you can basically say, if you wanted to change it, yeah, and by having a whole series of those, like in sit together, I could basically go, right, I want to double the amount of red science, plop it in again, but just give it a bigger number, because you can actually, I think you can parameterize the multipliers, or just add one on again sort of thing, get it to summit, you know. But that's all for much later. So what I want to do now is work out some very, very simple, because what we want to do basically is we want to have this set the number of trains. So we want it to set the train limit, okay, which is L, just as a default signal. But I need a simple way, very, very simple and foolproof way of saying, right, well, we've got, say, 2 trains worth. Already. Don't send another train. So how would I do that? Or how do I want to do it? I do this completely differently every time I do it. So what am I actually trying to do? I'm trying to say, because we could do some maths with that. I could parameterize that to tell us what the actual total would be. And this would, do we want the total? That's the question, really. I need to ignore the whole how I want to do the later stuff, but I think we'll just work through this problem as is. But what do I want to do? I want to say, because that 80 is the total number of stack sizes I want, or the total number I want, and it's like agnostic because it's just a cargo hold until they make legendary cargo wagons hold more stuff. That's just an agnostic number, but that is the number of stacks, isn't it? So if I'm saying that I've got, I can do this math to say this is number of stacks I've got, right? So then what would be the actual thing I want? Because I want to say, I want to take away the number of stacks I've got, right, from the number of stacks I want. Feels like I'm going to get into one of those situations where I'm doing overly complicated maths. So that's decide a combinator. Don't want one of them, do I? I want arithmetic again. And I want to say, because that's the signal S, that's the number of stacks that we've got. Right? And that's the number of stacks that we want. So if we just take, so if we have the output of that, and that number again, and we say take off, we want negative. How am I going to convert this into an L signal? Because we want to go number of that. No, it's the number of that, isn't it? Where's it gone? Number of that minus the S. No, that's not S, is it? So this would tell me how many stacks short we are. Again, it feels like there's some... So that's number of stacks we are short. Because you kind of have to work in integers as well in these types of things. If I could do doubles, then it'd be slightly easier. But that's the number of things we are short. But we need to convert that to... This is one of the things I was lamenting as well. I don't know why arithmetic combinators only have one thing on them. It'd be better if they had multiple, like decider combinators, because you still have to end up with giant stacks of arithmetic combinators. Anyway, if we say, are we using one of these? So what we want to do, I don't think we need decider at all, do we? Because this will output the number that we're short. Can I not just divide one by the other? Because that's telling me the output. What would that, how could I get that to be one step? If I was saying, so if it was say 4 stacks, kind of depends also on whether I want it to round up or round down. Because what I'd normally be doing is, say, in these situations, I'd normally just put this in as like 4,000. So it'd be 4,000 coal. I could do that, couldn't I? And then if I took off regular coal, the actual coal from the total there. What would that give me? This is great, you're great, I've got to go. No worries, no worries. Thanks for popping by. Hope you're doing... I didn't say hello and stuff, really. Hope you're having a good day and hope you have a good rest of your day. But yes, excuse me, thanks for stopping by. This is a drop-off station. If I always want there to be... Because it's the rounding bit that's going to be... Not the rounding bit, the conversion into the L that's going to be a little odd. But we know that... Can I not... You see, feels like I should be able to just divide one into the other. If it's 1 divided by 80, then that would say... Because we want to have... Because this is basically saying that we are 79 stacks short of what we want. Because I can't turn that into a generic any old thing, can I? It's got to be the stack size. Well, let's just put something together and see if it makes sense. So, trying to be too clever, I think. So we've got a stack of 1 in there, which means we're 79 short. And then if we divide that by that, what do we get then? Let's do it a lot simpler. So if we were to just go... Right. Because we can get the maths to work out what a total needs to be. So if we said this was the 8,000... No, 4,000, sorry. 4,000. Right. Then I can have the parameter work, you know, the parameterization work out that that is... Because that's basically... stack of 50 times 80. Yeah? So that is 4,000. So I can have that be the maths that I'm doing in the actual thing. So it's 4,000 that we want. We're then getting in a number here that is 50 odd. So we want 4,000, we've got 50. So all we need to do is divide it by, because we also need how much a train holds, don't we, if we do a simple system like that. So a train holds 50 times 40. 2,000. Okay. And therefore, if we divided the 4,000 by 2,000, we would get an L of 2. Yeah, so if we had a combinator, arithmetic combinator, that is dividing... Oh, that's green. That by that, but that's not quite what we want. What we want is we want a step 1 that is divide, because we need, hang on, wrong one. We need that coming into there, and that coming into there, and what all it does is it says minus, so we want to take that and take off that, but the other one. So I want to take off the green from the red. Do I want to output the same thing? Don't think we do we? What we want to output is, well, it might be easier if we just output L. But then we divide that. Might be easier with separate combinators, but in fact, not combinators. What are they called? Constant combinators. So put that there as well. And so if we put U there, call that as I say, so that becomes 50 times 40. 2,000. Then, oh, we actually want. Oh, I can't see which wire is connecting to what. I think. So it'd be that one coming in there, and then we go out there. So this is getting, if we divide L by carriage signal, I think I could set that in as a manual actually. I don't think I need to set that, but and output that as L again. Can I do that, or is it going to confuse it? No, it's outputting it 1. So it's rounding down is sort of the problem. If we put that as, if we had nothing in there, what do we get then? We get 2. I don't have 2,000 things, so let's scale these. So we make that say 40. Oh, that's a 20. So it should be outputting L2 as again. Okay, so if I then put in 50 coals, we're getting minus 10. I'm not getting any output 0, it's what we want. Because it's got more coal in it than it can handle. So if we halve that, no, that wasn't halving it, was it? So we're 25 in, what are you saying now? We're not outputting any L, that's no good. So what type of division is that doing then? Should be rounding up, but it's not. $15 million. Is it that one? No. How is that giving Isn't that the remainder one? Why are you giving in a signal of 0? How are you getting an L of 15? So 40 minus 25. Wait. Doesn't it need stackifying then? So if we imagine there's two more numbers, so it would be 4,000 and 2,500. Would say that there's a shortfall of 1,500. I don't like using the L. Let's go S for shortfall. So we are 1,500 short. So if we had cell that, it's not quite right, is it? It would need to be, if we did that minus that, was it S? It was S, wasn't it? So that would say we are 500 short, but we don't want that as to be our L. What we want is, let's use, I don't know, C for carriages, or, C for cargo. So we want, so that's saying 5 of that short. I then think we need to get into decider combinator. Because, or do we need another maths one? Because I want to do what? So if we're getting that in there, and that in there, and we were saying C divided by oh no, wrong thing. So if we were saying what are your output? 0. I hate that we have to work in integers. Could do it the other way around. So, if I needed a, what we do, decider combinator, and it's saying what? I can have multiple conditions though, can't I? So I could say, if I actually put you back on. Logic is the thing I hate doing on stream. So why I didn't just do this before, I don't know. So if we were outputting, so the output signal there is C, is 5. That's saying 5 stacks, isn't it? But I can do maths in these, can't I? No, you can't. I've done loads of these. In fact, there's probably one in here. I wonder if I could just crib out. What one would it be? It'd be that one, I guess. What have we got there? There'll be a logic-y thing. Here we go. Here we go. So what am I after? That's a drop off, isn't it? This one here. Let's just pinch this. Oops, we know this works. Where's he gone? That one there. So what was I doing here? What was I doing here? Oh. Okay. Oh. So what's this saying? This is saying... Ah, so that's like that size. And then I've got X because that's what I would be parameterizing. Okay. So then... So it is more complicated how I've set it up. I had one that was like really nice. It was like just like one combinator and like two of them. I wonder what game that was in. Yeah, I'm using... I think what I'm doing here partly is because I ended up with a system where it wouldn't order anything in until it needed a full carriage worth. And that's not what I ended up wanting. But yeah, I think I can reuse that, can't I? So if I go... If I chop that over to there... And then this needs to be a thing there. So that signal needs to go that way, rather than that way. It is done with red wire though, that's annoying. Because that's not how I've got the other one. I can just replace the green wire though, I think, can't I? Because what's the output of that one is going that way with a red wire. This is me doing, so this is doing the, yeah. That's doing a conversion though, isn't it? Into B. Do I need to bother with that bit? Because that's then dividing the B by whatever cargo is required. Where are you getting your A signal from? That's coming out as A. So it works, but it's probably a bit over-engineered for what I'm given. Parameterization will kind of solve it for us, I think. Yeah, I think I can take that cargo signal and the X, and this will be called... Oh, that's called A drop-off. Okay. So we'd need to parameterize that bit as well. But yeah, I think I can just swap this in. So we can do doot, doot. That bit's fine. And we go doot, we go doot. And that then works. Just do it as a copy. They supposedly made these a lot clearer. It's not clearer. But yeah. Let's take that wire out. So, these are all hooked up to the green wire. So we will need to do that tweak, but I think that will work. And the question is, can we parameterize it, basically? So if we go like that, right, and we say that this is a drop... what symbol can I use for drop-off? Maybe arrow pointing to the thing, meaning we're coming to this station with stuff. Maybe if I just put a generic chest in or something, I don't know. Don't like that. But we parameterize it. Wow, okay. So L and that, we don't want them to be parameters. We do want that one to be a parameter. And we do want that to be a parameter. So let's move them up to the top. What were they though? They were X and carriage. So carriage must have had, so that must have had the number 4,000. And that must have had the number 2,000. So that would be a parameter as well. Variable in formulas below. That we want, because that's the carriage. Because X is the total amount, isn't it? But I also need to parameterize. I don't think that is quite as we want it, because that needs to have the same name as that. So this needs to be extra. Yeah, because we're not getting the name from that. So that's a bad name anyway, because it would it'll replace both of them. So this does need to be the X. So that's saying X drop off. Okay. So that is, we need to do the maths on that to make it whatever we want times a stack. So in this case we would be doing I think that'll work. Let's try it. So do this train thing again. Let's just put the arrow in. Boop. So X is our coal amount, basically, or what we want. So that would be a resource. We want that to be a parameter. And we want that to be a parameter. And do we want to give it a variable name? I don't think we do, because it's just the total. But we do want the formula. And it is... Or do we want... because we could do... that and that. So if that's a parameter, that's the carriage one. No, we don't want that to be a parameter. But we do want the value that it has to be a parameter. Because we want it to be P0S. So that's the stack size of that. It needs to be multiplied by the stack size of that. I don't get what this 1 is. Don't know where that's coming from. Anyway. So we want that to be, because that's a carriage, so it's 40 stack sizes. But then really, if we call this, you know, Q or something, then that just needs to be 2 times Q. Because that's just double. That's just saying 2 carriages, please. 2 cargo wagons, please. So I don't know what this one is. What is that one? 2x in formula each. Oh, okay. So that's just that's the converty bit that we probably don't need, but we know it works, so let's just leave it. So that bit's that. So this is a pickup station. So long as it's hooked up to green wire, if I wanted instead to drop off iron plate, what happens? What do we get? We've got a train limit of 2, so that bit's worked. What's actually done? It said 8,000 there. It said 4,000 there. Okay. So I'm pretty sure a lot of this bit is redundant. Or we could make it redundant, but I don't think my brain's in gear for doing that. Okay, so I think that works. I think that is, miracle of miracles, a blueprint for a let's use what? Because it's items. Because there is I've got a fluids one as well, but that would then be drop off. Is it called the right thing now? Because that's the other part of it. Is the train station? Yeah, so that's iron plate drop off. Okay. So I think it's worked somehow, miraculously. Bit that's missing is the bit in the blueprint that is that. Because it's not going to work for these is sort of the problem. I'd have to rework this blueprint. Only works for the vertical one. Oh well. Okay, so if we then look at, if that is a drop off, we want a pickup. It's not right anyway because I need to connect that up. This needs to be part of the blueprint. But yeah, that's not too bad. So if we then look at what I did for this one here, what was this? So that was the drop off. This is the pickup. So I want a copy of this. Well, in fact, let's just build it. So I hate doing the logic stuff because how I do the streams, and I talk all the time. Usually when I'm doing the logic stuff, I'm just sat there thinking, and I know it's like rubbish as viewing. So, wait, that was the drop-off one again, wasn't it? What did I build there? Yeah, I want the pickup one. Pickup one's a lot easier, I think. Because it's just counting one and dividing by the other. No. No. Let's just go with that bit. So it's that one, that one. Boop. So, we need to give this the name that we're using, X. And so this will be a replace number. Yeah, because it's literally going divide whatever you got by the number of carriages, and it's all to do with how I've set these limits on here. And I've set these differently anyway, so they are... In fact, it's more than 2 trains worth, isn't it? Because that's half a train, and that's half a train. And I've got the same over here, haven't I? That's fine, it doesn't matter. That's me limiting it. What I should really do, shouldn't I, in the blueprint is have that be configurable, but I can do that. Yeah, so it needs to be on this side anyway. So we need to cut that across. Should we flip that over? No, let's just do that. And you're getting the signal from where? So you're currently getting... That's annoying. So what we actually want is to change that over. I bet that breaks it, does it? Because that would need to be the green divided by the red. And the green needs to come in from there. Ooh, have I done red out on the other one? I think I have. Yeah, red's the output. Oh, well, it would be 0 because we've got nothing coming in. But we're dividing green by red. And yeah, it doesn't matter what it is, does it? But I do need to set the cargo size. Yeah, I think that will work. So we do that. And this, oops, this is then pick up. So do the arrow the other way. And this is just a generic, where is it? Solid item pickup. And we parameterize and we do what? So put that at the top again and that at the top. So that would be the thing that we are wanting to pick up. And this is 2000. So this is just... do we need to say that's a parameter? I don't think we do we? We just need... Oh, we do. We need to formalize. In fact, can I... No, I can't formalize it without it being a parameter. But it's basically P0... underscore S. So, oops, number of stacks of that. And it is, again, 40, because we have 40 slots in a carriage of that. Okay. So if we put that down here, and we say it's, I don't know, batteries. Then it's a battery pickup, and it's trying to pick up 8,000 because they... Wait, don't they stack to 200 each? Oh no, it's dividing it by 8 because, yeah, they stack to 200 each. So it's saying we got 8,000 in each carriage. Divide whatever you've got by 8,000. That's how much we've got. Okay, so that one works. So those are the two solid ones. Need to pick that up, didn't I? I'll grab all of this then. Right, so the fluid ones then. So I'm pretty sure these are massively over-engineered for what I actually need to do, but I'm clearly not in a brain-using type mode today. Knew I should have worked out that I should have just explained it to you. Oh. Did I flip that round in the other one? I put the... No, so I did not. But we need to take that over there. And we need to change these again. So this needs to be that. And that needs to be bosh, bosh, bosh. That needs removing there. That needs removing there. This needs flipping round so it becomes green divided by red. Because the red is the signal we're sending in. Ah, look, you see. That's set to ever so slightly less because fluid volume. Does any fluid stack to anything other than that fixed number? I think stack is irrelevant, isn't it? Because it's just literally what that holds. There is no such thing as a stack, and I'm not going to change the number of them. It's a bit confusing that being a cargo wagon. So maybe we could at least do that. We lose that, of course. But it's always going to be that, isn't it? Because it's 2 tanks worth. And that's set. It doesn't matter what fluid it is. This does need to be a parameter, though. So that we can tell it what fluid we're doing. So we'll make that X so that it's something different. We can turn it into a parameter one. But yeah, this is to do with... There is no... what are we doing with it? Are we picking up or are we dropping off? We are picking up. Okay. So this is pick up. And let's just use this. There isn't really generic fluid. We could use a thingy where we've used chest before. So it would be a pickup. It is a pickup, isn't it? I'm not getting mixed up again. Yeah, pump is pointing towards the thing. So we then need to parameterize it, but all we're parameterizing is the X. Because this is fixed based on the number of things we've got. And we are saying that's it, basically. So it's just to tell it what type of thing we're picking up. So if we go... Where have we got the fluidy ones? So this is what? What was I doing? Drop off. This is the drop off stations. So if we then go Bosch and we say it's light oil, what happens? So say the bit that's missing from these blueprints is that bit. But this is saying pick up light oil, and this is saying because you've got 2 tanks, whatever you got in there, divide it up. Okay, that works then. So let's put that in there. Now, I think the same thing applies to this, doesn't it? Oh, that's not... Why have we got 2000s and 4000s and stuff like that? That didn't look like the right one. Huh. So that's wrong anyway. Oops. Huh. Fluid wagon now holds 25,000, doesn't it? So fluid. Oh, is it not called? Is it liquid? What's it called? What's it called? I thought it was a fluid wagon. It is a fluid wagon. Okay. Storage running 50,000. Okay, so it is a tank. Okay. So this would actually be that. But do we call it 50,000 or do we need to round? Because this one then is what 900. Because that is... Oh, I've got weird... Why is that? Oh, it's... Yeah, because it's only red. Oh, yeah, so it should be green, shouldn't it? So that should be that. And that should be that. And then that should be that. Yeah, so it's green signal, turn it into 1. Divide it by, it needs to be that. To tell it the number of that. What was B? B, where's B coming from? B is coming out of there. Oh, so that's the amount we've got in the tanks. So it's the amount we've got in the tanks divided by what a tank holds. Okay. And then what are you doing? You're going, you need to be that anyway. 49,000 is, that's the what a tank holds. By 50,000 output T. So T minus C. Where the heck are you getting C from? Where are you getting C from? That's C. Yeah, so I don't think any of this changes. Because the what it is irrelevant again. We don't put more fluid in because it's lubricant or something. These are all fixed numbers. The only bit that changes is what this station is. So hopefully my tweaking those numbers makes it still okay. But we'll kind of have to suck it and see on that one, I think. Okay. So this is one of those. It's a pickup. And it's a fluid. So this would be fluid. Oh. Parameterize it, but the only parameter we want to do is that one. That's it, isn't it? So if you're, these are drop-off ones, this is pick up. No, it isn't. That's the drop-off. I think I built the same one over and over, but that was that. And we would say heavy oil. Just getting the right signals in because it's all green, but the important bit is that that heavy oil changes and that's it. Okay, so what's this blueprint here? Just a random bit of track, okay. So I think that gives me everything I need in a sense. What I don't have is the whole whatchamacallit setup. So we don't have the actual train, you know, whatever you want to call it, prioritization thing set up. Let's just dump a bunch of this stuff in here. So everyone can get this picked up. I've done several trips back and forth, basically. Picking up bits and pieces. Okay. So. I guess the other bit is the depot side of it, isn't it? I didn't think about that. What would be a good one to sort of use to test it out? Don't know. thinking I can probably, if I just sort of get rid of this, and then where we want to build the depot. I actually need to tweak these blueprints then, don't I, first? Before we build anything. I think we ignore the side ones to start with. We'll just work with these guys. I don't need to build everything. I just need to have extra power pole here. In fact, I've done that. Did I? I didn't blueprint the actual nuts. So I've not blueprinted the actual connection bit. That's annoying. We have to undo all of that. Yes, undo. I don't. Yeah, I didn't blueprint these bits. Yeah. Because what we need to do, actually, is the pick up there's like two options, weirdly. I'll put that back up there. Oops. Yeah, so this is the pickup, like, wire connected side of it. Yeah, okay. I could just include the station part of it, couldn't I? And that's like, am I picking up on the left or the right? I can decide that with one blueprint. Yeah, I think that's right. So what we need is actually like two of those. So we need a copy of that. I feel like I'm doing my usual thing of making this way more complicated than it needs to be. Because I try and think of all the possibilities, and then it's like end up using just one of them or something. So yeah, so basically, where's that gone? I need this bit. Is that pickup? That's pickup, isn't it? Hello, Monkey on Strike. Well done. Learning a ton from this. Thanks for doing these streams on trades. No worries, no worries. I'm learning a ton myself. I apologies if it's a bit sort of bumbly about, but the thing I always struggle with on the logic is it's like, and it's what I've said about the parameters, not parameters, the platforms as well, where it's like, I don't know, they've tried to simplify it in a way that, for me, has actually made it more complicated because, and I'm not pretending to be a good programmer or anything, but I know a little bit about programming and like how logic works and stuff like that. And I think, you know, there's a bit of an element of them going, you know, well, we'll make it that, you know, make it easy for people. And it probably is easy if you don't know anything about, you know, how logic works in, you know, coding sort of thing. So if I call this coal, I have to remember to parameterize this again. But because I sort of do, it actually makes it more complicated than it should be, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So we've got two of these, basically. So we've got this one, which we go like that. I'm just wondering if I should put in the actual thing, shouldn't I? I should put that one in as well, so that it's already in there. Because when you're plopping in wires, you know, you don't have to build it. They're just, you know, the blueprint they just appear, as it were. But power pole, you know, if I was doing this remotely and I didn't have that power pole there, it would be like, it would just stay as a ghost forever, unless it's, you know, connected up somewhere to my base or something, or there's a Spidertron knocking about. So yeah, if we have that power pole there, then when I want to add on the whole red signal master control system, it's just adding the wire. Yeah, cool. But yes, hello. I didn't say hello again. Hope you're doing well, Monkey on Strike. Hope you're having a good day. Yes, so this is a pickup. Yeah, that's all fine. So we go like that. We go like that. We take all of that. Do we need to parameterize it again? We do, don't we? That's annoying. So what we need to do... Oh! It's sort of retained that. That's interesting. Huh. Well, yeah, you need to do them in like order. Is one of the things with this though. So that's a parameter as well, isn't it? No, that's just a signal. 2000, which this is a pickup, isn't it? So it's just doing the simple math of divide one by the other. So we're fine with that. I say if they do like quality wagons, then this will just instantly break, I think. I actually wonder if this is like why they don't have quality wagons, because the amount that cargo wagon holds, if they did well, they do have quality wagons, but then the amount everyone's asking for it to have more, you know, more cargo for every quality level. And of course, if you did some maths like this, then it changed. You know, if you suddenly start using a mix of cargo wagon types, this maths like that I'm doing there just doesn't work. And I don't know, you would have to get quite complicated to say, right, well, if it's a legendary cargo wagon, it's, you know, 5 slots more sort of thing. So I do wonder if this is actually like a, well, you can't have this and have, you know, I mean, I suppose it in a sense wouldn't matter because they just fill up an empty based on the original, but yeah. So that is that one. And this is like with the on the left side. So I feel like I'm massively overcomplicating this, and I should build one that's like a lot simpler. But yeah, it's me. This is what I do. Cool. So the question there on this one is actually, do we need this power pole as well? Because will that reach? Is that far enough? That will reach. Okay. Would we want to route the red signal, you know, in the same sort of way? So it wouldn't matter because there's no red there. And it does reach. I think it'll reach across there, won't it? Yeah. Yeah, I think we're okay with that. Famous last words. So we do that, and then we do that. And then when we parameterize, and again, it keeps the maths, which is very interesting, because that suggests the maths is buried in it, where it wasn't before. But yeah, so, oh, I didn't, that's the wrong thing. Oh, in fact, I don't need to do that, do I? If I just make it coal, make it parameter, then it works. Cool. So those are my 2 pickups. If we... what? Yeah, we'll do the loading over there. And I put the wrong fluidy ones on here, didn't I? Because this is not... That's a drop-off, not a pick-up. So if that's my drop-off. That needs to be the other way round. Basically the same, but ever so slightly different. Because reasons. So we've done the 2 pickups for solids. Now we need to do the 2 pickups for fluids. Except I turn that into a drop-off, not a pickup. So if we take that, wait, where is it? This one, oops. This one here. Plop that in, it'll ask me what we want. So let's just say oil. That looks very complicated. Cool. And then we do that, and we do that, and we do that. Wait, did we need the extra thing? If we were to go... why did I have it on there? Just in case. I think it's redundant, isn't it? Let's just have it on there. It'll make it visually more distinct anyway. So let's go. That one. That one. That. Then we go parameterize. The only thing we want to parameterize is that. And we're good, I think. Cool. We then go. Well, we need to plop this in again. So we need to go that one. That one. Well, let's just use light so it's visually distinct. For the time being, we have green connections there. I've run out of combinators apparently. I put them on the tank, didn't I? So we go to there, we do that, we do that. Yeah, and then we parameterize. All we want to parameterize is that one. Okay, so that's all of our pickups, both fluid and liquid. I just found out that the tank has an equivalent grid, so I'm playing with that. Oh, yes, yeah, the old, yeah, this here. The thing I don't get about this, and I still haven't worked it out, is at some point it actually gets its own logistics requests. But even though you've got this here, and, you know, because what I tried to do, I guess I could try it again, is I tried to put the roboport in and see whether it came up like this. So this, the tank can get one of these, and I don't know when it appears in the. It's like you have to do another research, but why would you have to do another research? I don't. It sort of lost me there. I was like, what? Why? You know, why does it now appear where it didn't before? Okay, so these are the drop-off stations. Our two variants. We need to put our thingies back in, which will pollute the belt, which will be quite annoying. Thank you kindly. We put that extra power pump on that side. Cool. So what we need to do now, these are our... Wait, are these the drop-offs? Yeah, these are the drop-offs. We go like that. Pop you on there, say... What was it? It's just your goal as a thing. Let's use iron plate as a thing. Okay. Now, is it all wired up as we would expect? So we've got green there, we've got green there. So we're all okay on that front. Yeah. So we then want to go back into here. We take, say, that one. We replace the contents like that. Parameterize. Now this is a bit more complicated. So that needs to go up to there and become parameter 0. And we can put that one there. No, is that the right one? No, we don't care if that's a parameter, do we? In fact, it'll break if it's a... Signal 2000 of that in there. Yeah, no, it needs to stay that. But that also covers the actual station as well. Cool. I like that it retains the maths on it. That's really clever. I wonder how they've done that. It's obviously a new blueprint, you see. So why has that not got a chest on it to show it's a solid? Cool. In fact, why has that not got a chest on it? And why has that not got a chest on it? Why has that not got a chest on it? So, the other one then, this side. I think we're all okay again. We just need to go that. I want to go parameters, and we want to put that at the top, call it parameter 0. Where's the other one gone? Oh, it's not retained it on there. Oh, interesting. Because that was... which was Q? This must have been Q. Yeah, because it's 2 times Q. Wait, how can that be 2 times Q? Oh, it looks like it's messed that up. It's that one. That one should be Q. Yeah, it's got that wrong. This one should be, what was it? 40 times... It's 40 slots in a wagon times position parameter 0 stack size, and that should be Q, and then this is just double that, 2Q. And where's it used? It's used as, because that's saying the number of iron plates I want, and that's saying the number of iron plates that are being held in a wagon, and that's saying whether it's even iron plates or not. Also, what to call the station. Yeah, so it messed that one up. Interesting. I wonder why it messed that one up. Okay. I think that's right. We should be able to compare it to the other one, because we can edit the parameterization. Yeah, so Q is the 2000 there. And Q is the... well, it's 4000 because we were using iron plates rather than coal. Cool. So that's my 2 solid drop-offs. Oh, I haven't even got a... Shouldn't that be... Wait. Isn't this the drop-off? This is the logic for drop-off, isn't it? Because it's doing more complicated things. Pickup is literally just the divide one by the other. So that is wrong. This should be drop-off. Yeah, this should be drop-off. Which means the pumps are all the way around. Because the pickup is just how much you got divided by how much does it hold. So these are both drop-off, but cocked up drop-offs. So... so if you put a drone thing in it, I think. Okay. So maybe if you put the actual bots in it. Oh, you mean like the equipment grid thing. I thought I tried that, but I may well not have done. So this would be a drop-off, so it's the other way around the arrow. Here's the arrow, there we go. It's also go to the map and hit drive remotely. I think my tank logistics. Okay, maybe it's that then. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have a roboport in it, so that might be the root cause. Maybe if I add a request on, just a nominal one. I don't know, chests or something. Well, that's not a request though, is it? I don't know. So it just, they suddenly seem, for me, they suddenly seem to sort of acquire it. And I was like, hang on. Why are you suddenly doing it and you weren't before? Yes, so I messed all of that up, basically. So where this was done as a drop-off, it's actually, your tanks are your pumps are your wrong way around, aren't they? Yeah, because that is going into it. And the complicated logic is always the drop-off. Because it has to do the whole, well, how much you got, you know, how much you... So, yeah. Should be that. And then I can redo these. So, that... One of the videos I'm working on is like a wish list for 2.1. And I really want editing, like properly edited. Like, I should just be able to flip the pump round in the blueprint, you know. Instead of redoing the whole blooming thing. So, well, I got confused. So that just needs to be a parameter. And we're fine. And... yeah, that one. Did I flip the pumps? I did flip the pumps. That just needs to be, that needs to be a parameter, and we're fine. Okay. So then, this is the pickup. Let's get rid of all this gubbins here. Pickup, pickup, pickup. No, if it is pickup, then those are the other way around, aren't they? Yeah, because it's drop off, you want the pumps to be empty in the cargo wagon. Right, so first off, make a copy of this. And then redo the content of that. Like so. Nothing to parameterize. Interesting. Why not? Why not? Ah, because it's got the generic signal on it still. Okay. So if we make it petroleum, what are we doing here? Oh, that's a point. Have I renamed the stations properly? Ooh, okay. So this would be drop off, wouldn't it? Wait, can't be drop off. Must be pick up. Yeah, pick up. So it would be, so let's call it petroleum pick up. No. So it would be fluid pick. No, that is the station. What? Yeah. So I should copy it over. See, and I can't tell what I've called the station unless I go into parameters. And then I can't actually tell. Ah, except it says it in the hover over. Okay. So that's pick up, and it is pick up. Cool. That's drop off, and it is drop off. Cool. That's drop off, and it is drop off. Okay. So we can redo this. No, I haven't even built the logic bit in. So we need to go Bosch. And wait, where's the actual logic bit gone? There. So petroleum, coal. So we need to connect that wire across. Bet I didn't do that on the other one. That's already connected. I didn't put that in there, did I? So you called that pickup, and it is pickup. This is just doing your basic How much is in the tank? Maths. Excellent. So we can go... Oh, did I do this one? Is this all okay? Yeah. Yeah, that's all good. Okay, so we can now redo that one. And parameterize. Yeah, happy parameterizing. Good. Good, good. Is that the wrong symbol though? Yeah. And then that one there. It's this one. So I've made this way more complicated than I need to do. Or way more options than is really sensible. And that goes the other way around because it's pickup. Cool. So now I've got the actual gubbins in, which I used to forget. I'm going to ignore these ones. I will try and do this in my own time because it needs some tweaking anyway, I think, doesn't it? Cool. So I say my tank. Oh, weird. Oh. Yeah, I say I'm sure I'm sure there is some logic to it, and it's like makes sense, but I don't know what I've done or what you have to do to get it to do it. You know, it feels like it's like maybe another technology or something like that. But there's no tech that describes it as being part of it, so I don't know. Okay, so let's just deconstruct absolutely everything. Got a rope out there. Get rid of you. I'm going to pick that bit up as well. No, let's leave that bit. If in case I want to do some messing about. It will be something simple, like you just have to put a roboport in it, and I'm being a complete moron. But yeah, I could not work it out what the trigger was. Let's grab me, guys. Question then is, where do we want to do this? Because I would quite actually like to build an actual train thing. I'm a bit puzzled why didn't they pick that up? I must have undone it because of when I was doing all that mass undo. Yeah. They've built it back in again. Because we need to drop off resources here. But I'd quite like to just retain this, just temporarily. It's a train world, in case you're not seeing this, it's a train world, so I don't need to worry about them recolonising or anything like that. Which I picked mainly because, as I say, it turns off the expansion. I guess one of the questions is, do I actually want to drop off iron ore and copper ore now? Given I've built a whole system, it'd be simpler, in a way, but I'm going to have to build the smelting arrays no matter what. So why don't we build it around dropping off the actual end resources, and then we can go out and build some, you know, iron plate factory and a steel plate factory, and or steel beam. What's it actually called? Steel plate. Probably does mean going out and exploring. I guess we could work with the copper to start with. That is what I've got dropped off first there. So how about we do that then? So we'll probably need to clear some guys out. Let's get back to base first. I don't think so. I'm not very far on my tech tree, and I have it with the drone port and power in it. It'll be that, I'm sure. It'll be something incredibly sensible, and I'm just being a complete idiot. So I thought I'd put one in and bound it up, and it didn't seem to make any difference. Maybe it wasn't in the logistics network. I don't know. But I remember this from, so when I was doing I've done, few playthroughs on the Space Age, past that point. And each time I'm like, when does the tank grid appear? When does the tank logistics appear? Not the grid, but the logistics thing. And then suddenly it's there, and I'm like, what did I do to make it happen? Don't know. Or maybe it's something like, it won't show it if you build a tank before you unlock logistics or something, I don't know. So I just need to rebuild the tank or something like that, maybe. I don't know. So it's got the grid, just not the logistics requests. Notice I am not reaching for it being a bug, because it's Factorio, and it just feels unnatural that there's be a bug in it. Cool. Okay, head back to base. I can probably turn that on now, and we'll get some auto sorting going on. In fact, let's just sort of empty that out, because whatever, and then maybe fill that back up. Oh, that's stone, not thing. See, I haven't even got, solid fuel or anything like that. Tank shells in there. And then if we turn it off again, just temporarily, because I just realised I want to put them in. Pop that on. Do you want to tweak some of them? Probably. Yeah, I'm thinking what we do is we sort of start setting up like a copper mine, and I can put in some trains to collect, and then we do a copper smelting area. So I'm probably going to need a lot more trains than I've got. And then we bring it back here. We'll just do it as a dumb thing. We'll feed coal in for now. And I'll think about depots later. So, what we want to do then is find the stations. Because this is all like chunk aligned, this system. So, it's not going to match what we've got, but what we can do is we can say, while you turn around, put them in. So we'll do all four, and then we want, what do we want? We want copper, so they're pickups, let's drop off. That wants to be copper plate drop off, and now this can be. See, I mean, this is why I've done this wrong in a sense, because I could put that there, but it overlaps with all the other stuff, you see. So what I should really do is like move that way and that way, and then I could just have, or move that way. Would that fit? Yeah, but if I move it one over, it's still sort of in the chunk. And then there's enough room to put that in. Or I could move it that way. In fact, it's probably better moving it that way. And I can just have the one station type. Whereas at the moment I've got to have 2. So if we then go, say, what else would we want to drop off here? I guess actually, and there's the coal, isn't there? So we could have put that on actually. So if I do that again and call it coal, do I want to put the oil on there? Do I want to put the coal on there? It'd probably be better having a second one there, wouldn't it? I can't because it overlaps with the rail and I don't want to kill that off yet. So instead of that, if we said we had, so if that was the copper plate, if we then drop off, what else are we bringing in? Because we will need to bring iron ore in so we can do concrete, but I don't think we need to bother about that. Yeah. Because the sulphur's coming from there. Because I need to replace this basically. This is just a higgledy-piggledy stealing stuff situation. We probably need actually 2 iron plates rather than 1. But yeah, I need to use this then, you see, which is a horrible mess. So we need 1 iron plate. You see what I mean? Flicking back and forth between them, which is just daft. And so that then can be steel. Cool. And then we go, we'll put in a stacker. And we will use, what we're going to use, we'll use the straight one, I guess. That one. But it's the other way around, isn't it? That way around. This is more to create room so that I can put in the, the whole depot system. And then we'll go regular rail, which is where? It's, where's the straight rail? Do I want that to be straight rail? Probably needs to be some sort of T-junction, doesn't it? What sort of T-junction? Or which way am I coming in? Let's make it a crossroads. Make our life more difficult. That's... yeah. One of them. And then we go down this way. Because just have it next to each other. I will train it because that makes it generic, but yeah, we'll probably just put the first copper smelter in there. But yeah, that's what we need to do. Have you done your job, bots? No, you're not done your job because I'm not in the network. Okay. Gonna need a lot of rail, so we need to bump that up, I think. Maybe 500 there. Probably gonna need a lot of belts, so we can do smelting. We're gonna need more smelters than that in the end. Mining drills, I bet I've not even got them on order. No. So I want, I don't know, a couple hundred of them. In fact, let's do 100. Put the rest in the tank. What about modules? What are we going to do in modules? I'm not currently using any on any of them. I think I could do. I could upgrade to proper power armor, couldn't I? Yeah, there we go. Take all of that rubbish in. Oh, it's drifting down the belt. So yeah, so if we maybe try and put one in here as well then. Does that suddenly give it... you see what I mean? Where is the logistics request thing? Unless it's just because it's not in the network. Let's try that. It's now definitely in the network. How do I get it to do logistics requests? Got a roboport. Shield. I mean, we'll give it a laser and stuff as well, I think. If we can make lasers, I'm not sure I've done that research. Yes, I have. Why have you not put that in? There you go. Get rid of that. You know, we've got roboport, we've got things, we've got watch bullets, we've got other things. But I can't do logistics requests. Yeah, so if I put on that, maybe you say you have to do it from the... I mean, I can do this, can't I? And say, please bring me a stack. Does it suddenly acquire it now? No. Don't know. I don't get what unlocks that. Oh, have I not got a request for combat? I have. Why have we not got any flamethrower ammo? Because we've not made it? Because we've not made it. Huh. Where have we got a little bit of steel then that we could steal? So, I think it's using a chemical plant, isn't it? Which is, well, now. So if we put you in there, say, and we do that. Excuse me. One of them there. And then loggy chest. Let's give you a... Then 100. That needs to be that. One like that. And then in fact, if I turn that round, like so. In fact, let's get the straight pipe in. Right. What the heck? Maybe you're right, you have to rebuild it. That's frustrating. Isn't that insert of a steel backwards? Probably. It is indeed. There we go. Good spot. Thank you. Okay, so that'll get some flamethrower ammo. So yeah, maybe if I build another tank, or get them to build a tank, maybe it'll have it then. Have we got... I don't think I've got tanks in general production, have I? No. So if we go... In fact... Yeah, let's just build a tank. As opposed to Build-A-Bear. The engineer's version of Build-A-Bear. Oh, we're not bothering? Oh, I haven't got any of my gubbins on, have I? In fact, I think I've only got... I think I've been hand making... personal equipment. I don't think I've actually... In fact, I bet they've taken it away, haven't they? Yeah. They've probably taken it all away. If I put... Can't I put... In fact, can't I do it from the... No, I can't do it that way, can I? So I need a robe. Have I got a robot now? Yeah, there we go. And then we want some of them. Shield, laser. Just going to put the laser in there, but that doesn't matter. In fact, I'll just take that back. There. Have I got batteries? Personal batteries. There we go. We need a lot more solar panel. Oh, I don't want to build them. Solar panel all where? There they are. Would have been easier in the end just to pick it up, wouldn't it? So yeah, let's take the gubbins out of there as well. Why are we not building a tank? What's happened there? I got one. Oh, I've not got any guys, have I? I haven't got any... bots on request. I have. I've got bots. Why are my bots not building that then? Oh, because there's no charge in the thing. If you got reasons, you got reasons. Okay, so if we take out those two, put them in there. Probably need some more servers as well. Still charging. Take one of them out. There we go. Has it got it now? No. Up in and out? No. So it's got that thing, enable logistics while moving. But I can't set logistics groups for it. Or, you know, logistics for it. I don't know. I'm completely lost with that. I'm sure at some point it will suddenly appear and I'll be like, where did that come from again? Okay, so what were we doing? We were building rail and an outpost and all that sort of stuff. Didn't I put robot? I did put robobots in this, but it's not connected to any robobot network. That's well done, isn't it? Let's just hook that up as well. I was sort of thinking this they'll be super busy building away, making the whole thing, and they're not even active. Well, you have logistics research, but you don't have the more advanced logistics, the one that requires white potions. Yes, no, I don't. Do you think that's the trigger? So I don't have that one, logistics system. Guest chests, active chests, buffer chests. Ah, there you go. Unlocks vehicle logistics. That's what it is. Except that you can do vehicle logistics because you can go in there and you can go in there and you can say, please send me them. So you can do it. That's what it is. Yeah, I'm not sure about something. It's like the way that rockets, you know, the whole platform logistics rockets thing. That your rockets are like the advanced logistics system. Have we made any of them? You know, they are basically requester chests. But the research to get requester chests is later in the tree. And it's like, right, so we can have requester chests, but we can't have requester chests. There's a few things that are a bit like that. So there it is. You've got to do your advanced logistics to do logistics, even though you can do logistics. Oh, we have no power. Why do we have no... Oh, no, we have no resources. Okay. Hi, Baker Magician. Hello, hello. Hope you're doing well. Finish up my platform to reach the edge in my speedrun. How close are you then? You got much sort of... Yeesh. Nearly got me. You got much sort of wiggle room for your speedrun? How many hours you got left? It only takes 2 railguns, 4 lasers, 4 guns, and 2 rockets. Are you definitely sure it'll work? I guess you've tested it out, have you? Oh, that's cheaty. I love it. I love abusing that with the construction robots and my trash. Yeah, it's it's like they've tried to keep the arbitrary restriction of the advanced logistics system, and yet given you lots of ways to cheat around it. To me, that's a bit sort of like, well, why bother? Why not just get rid of it, you know? There's a gap there, look. Is that a gap? And that's not a gap. That's a... It's not built it yet, gap. Okay, that's fine. Let's keep going. Let's do a bit of advanced build. I'm done with the 3 intermediates onto Aquilo. I have about 11 hours. Oops. The full flight with the platform should be under 20 minutes. after it's ready to be launched, of course. Well, I've got Jet. Hope to catch you next stream. And you, Maggie, on strike. Thank you for joining me. Have a good rest of your day. We're streaming tomorrow, but that'll be Satisfactory. I can't remember what I'm doing in Satisfactory. We've done the second tier of the elevator, haven't we? I think I'd started messing around with blueprints. I think I'd built a few. I think we needed to do steel at bigger scale. I think that's the next job. I do remember that I'm going to go to the... I need to go to the other place, the beach place, and start exploiting that area. How are we doing? Busy working away, lads? All cool? I left the power poles in, didn't I? They're not connected to anything because they're too far apart. I've left them in the blueprint. That was done. But yes, thank you for joining me. I hope you have a good rest of your day, Monkey on Strike. Right, so have we run out, or is it just... I think it's assign them to the main system. Right, let's go and mess about with our friends. Do we want to take... I guess we need to take them out, don't we? So, what are we going to use? Bit of the old everything, I think. Get some of them. And then we can... I've got the wrong thing selected. Get some capsules on the go to get rid of the wormy boys. And then get that to there. Oh. I'm guessing they will die before we reach the next nest. Where is the next nest? Got to be the one below, I think. Yeah. Get them. Get some delicious poison for my friends. Oops. No way. What am I stuck on? Why can't I reverse? That's weird. I get why I can't go forward because of the rock, but it wouldn't let me go backwards either. Okay, get a bit of a repair. Take these out. We're quite OP now for where the Biter evolution is. Because the base has not been producing much. Well, any pollution actually. Quite a lot of worms in this one. Cool. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. That'll do. Pig. Okay, so where do we want to build this? If we say that we need a stack. I think what I've done here is effectively create a situation where... No, will that work, maybe? I could do the straight on stack. Just the angled ones are probably going to be the best here. So if I did, say, if it was that, and then... See, it's the monstrous abomination. I'm still not convinced I got that right. I know I sort of start the stream, I convinced myself I had, and I'm sort of doubting myself again. Can I... Is that going to work? I think it's too close, isn't it? Where's the straight one? Yeah, it's too close to the patch. Who designed this patch, eh? If it was down the bottom would work. Let's do that then. So if we go... We'd need to go several straight, wouldn't we? Let's wander down. I didn't burn any legs, did I? There's some legs on the go. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Have you found the run anyway? Bacon, is it? Does it feel like 40 hours is a tough enough challenge? It's kind of what they were worried about, I think, was that it was actually too easy. There. Wait, did that... No. Oh, it's added on extra lines there, isn't it? With a movement bonus. Huh. Okay. Well. Yes, so, point is that if the pickup stations are... Where's the pickup stations? I don't know why I do this. I say, I should just... I try and design, like, for every eventuality. And I don't know why. It's like, why bother? Why not just have one solution and just keep reusing it? Anyway, is it that one again? No, it's that one, isn't it? Because they're coming on the left now. Yeah. And then, where's my T-junction? Is that my T-junction? That's it. What is that? Crossroads T-junction, there we go. So I don't think we're putting the smelting anywhere near. Well, I'll get it on there. 40 hours is still quite tight. The default world record speedrun does it under 8, but they're crazy. They are crazy indeed. Absolute mad people. Is it real? So I assume that's any percentage. That's the any percentage one, is it? The speedrun you're talking about. I wonder what. I wonder if 100% speedrun is possible now. I don't know if we've ended up with any mutually exclusive achievements, have we? I don't know what they used to do about the whole... Because isn't there the power ones are like contradictory? Oh. Because don't you have one where you don't build a single solar panel or something? I can't remember. I've only really got the speedrunny ones left, I think. And that was from just doing the... What have we got left? Wait. Oh, of course, this is... Yeah, this is non-space age. So, oh, is that a new achievement then? Hang on, that must be a new one then. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Oh, we're out of bits and pieces, aren't we? Why are you not building that stuff, Pots? Oh, it doesn't have any... Ah. Ah. Bad thing. Not loggy connection. Chest connection. There we go. No roboports. Okay. In fact, let's not do that yet. Let us build. Oh, I can't. Can't no steel. Okay. Non-des steel. Tank. Okay, so these would be how to test my genius, or whatever we want to call it. These would be pickups. They would be... Where is the solid pickup? There it is. So we want there, and it's that pickup, and it's there, and it's that pickup. Yeah, I need to rework these. I'm not going to do it on stream. I'll save you that pain, but I need to tweak a lot of this. And I say, I should get rid of the right angle version of the stations and all that sort of stuff, because it's just like... I suppose they're not too bad, but having like 4 different versions of all the stations is just daft. By 4, I mean I'd need... Because for the right angle ones, I have to change it as well. Cool. What I do have questions about is the power side of things. We could well blow our power supply. I guess the question... balance is not going to fit, is it? If I do unlike... Well, let's see how many actual lines I can get in. So if we were, say, there, like so, we would end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we would need like a 6 to 4, which is definitely not going to fit. 6 to 4, yeah. I could loop it back on itself, but we need to move it a bit further in to get all the belts. But then, I mean, that one, well, that one's a bit useless as a full line. So we probably more want 5 to 4. But that's bigger, isn't it? No, that's not too bad. So if we put you... Where would you need to be? You'd need 3 lines. Because you go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's just put that in there. downgrade it. So I need to put the rest of these in if we're going to keep this. Oh. I wish you had the option with the map and stuff to do like, you know, this is the map view and then this is the real, you know, real view. That it was some key that you flip between, and you could just zoom in on the map, and it would stay map. That'd be quite useful. Zoom in on the map and it stays map. That makes sense. That's my user requirement. Zoom in on the map and it stays the map. You're unnecessary. You don't need to be there. Oops. I think I might just loop this one back. Dump it in here rather than do anything. Oops. Super fancy. Ow. My bots aren't doing anything. That one. Can you chop off up here? No, you're needed, aren't you? Right, you. Get rid of that one. And do it. So yeah, next one, well, we'll build the smelting as well, because it's 20 to 6. I hadn't realised the time was getting on. But next bit is the actual trains, the actual sort of genericized version of the trains, because I think I can get all of the pickups into one. And that'll make it a lot, because I can then create a group, put them all in one group. But also makes them distinct from these stations, because they're going to have the same names, which could be confusing. But yeah, put them all in one group, and then when I do my whole, it's the super duper version, well, it's all sort of fully automated, and I'm like some spider sat in the middle of my web, just setting all the orders. Get that up. Let's put a radar in so we cover the patch properly. So I've forgotten to take out the power poles from the things. I'm not actually sure what will happen to the blueprints when I do that. Okay. Oh, so that's a copper patch. And it's the copper patch I identified, so we can get rid of that. Now I need to set up a smelting thing, which does mean building sort of smelting array. I don't have beacons. So where do we want to put this? We'll put it up here, I think, because yeah, somewhere there. Where's our? Oh no, I thought that was Cliff. Okay, right. So we then want to flip in a. Because for this we need. How do we want to do that? I wonder. Is that enough gap? I think that's probably enough gap, isn't it? Put that in. Because we need to basically drop off copper and pick up copper plate. So do I just go with because I use this. I forgot that I had the 4er one now. Could use that, you see. But we're going to need twice as many ore trains as we do plate trains. So it feels more like... I'm expecting these to be big. This is the whole point of this thing. It's, you know, this is not going to be small builds. Which is why I was thinking, do I sort of just do an old school mega base? This is where these also come in, maybe. Or do they? I mean, I could do it with the stacker, I think. That's the wrong stacker, isn't it? I would need that stacker. My absolutely insane one. Or I do the straight one, which should be that way round. Kind of depends how I want to do the smelting, I think. Because we could go... Wrong one. Where is it? Oh, now I'm getting confused. Could do that one. Could actually test out whether the drop-offs work with this. I don't think they do, because I think these overlap. Yeah, you see it over the circuity stuff overlaps, so it doesn't work. I don't need it to stack on the other side, so we're going to have to use the straight one anyway, that one. If this is the ore coming in, then if we do 4 here, right, so we don't need to stack the output. So we could just have 2. That one and that one, say. And then... I like the concept of this. As per usual, as I say, I've done my... I've way overthought. I'm going to need an option for this, I'm going to need an option for that. Rather than just go, well, just slip in a simple, you know, nice and easy solution. But yeah, this then is the pickup ones. Because we only need 2. Where's the stations? Should do them in a separate blueprint, really. That's the pickup again. It should be that one there. Shouldn't it? No. That one would... So it's inner... So it is that one. And it's copper plate we're picking up. And copper plate we're picking up. Cool. And then this is the drop off. So we are going... Yeah, I just want one train station, I think. So this would be copper ore. Raw. Yeah, because it overlaps. So we do that one. Or that one. Or raw. Okay. How are we doing power? So we are struggling a little bit. I think if we put in smelting, we're going to blow our power. We've got 2.1 to 1.8, so we did a lot more panels. Can I... If I squeeze one in... what would it need to be? That's... Yeah, that's that one. Whoops. Oh, I think I undid something bad there. Yeah. If I copy that one and pop it there. And then maybe again, how many has it got in it? How many have I... 600. So that would do... Well, do the whole thing, couldn't I? 2.1 to 2.4, so it's getting closer to ratio. Okay, so we could then copy up, say, that bit maybe. I'm just a little nervous, obviously, about getting very, very close to them. Yeah, I think probably a bit too close. Okay. I haven't done any uranium mining or anything like that. Truth resistance is a spider confirmed. Adding to law doc. Speaking of law, I had like a mad writing couple of days this week. I just had to, I had to do some stuff because I just work did something very frustrating. So I was like, I've just got to focus on this because it gives me something to think about that's fun, that's not stupid people doing stupid things. And I wrote, crikey. I was going to do a little screen capture of the Windows Explorer showing it all basically. So I wrote, it must have been 20 pages. It was bonkers. I was literally spent 2 entire days doing it. So you should, while I was working, let's not pretend it was, my employer did not benefit from this, but so I just had for my own mental kind of well-being, really. Okay. So how are we going to do this then? If we go... So I feel like you should do, I know I've said I'm not doing city blocks. But it's ending up that way, isn't it? It's ending up that way. No, it needs to be. But yeah, one of them was on what I was going to say, and just completely failed to say then, was what happened to the Fulgurans, and my old question of, well, what is the engineer exactly? And at some point I will record them and there'll be actual videos on my actual YouTube channel. But not today. That's wrong, isn't it? That needs to be there. And where are you? You're there, say. So then... That. Not today, my friend. 48, isn't it? For... No, 24 furnaces, because they're crafting speed 2. I want to fill a red belt. It's the same speed as them, and this is... Yeah, 48 for a red belt then. Okay, so what we got there? Do you tile? You tile. Excellent. Excellent. So if we did... I built it with yellow belt, and then I'm talking about red belt. But yes, so I'm thinking... Am I thinking... Are we going to modularize? We've got up to level 2 technically. How much spare power have we got? 119, 30, okay. Oh! Why are you being so rubbish about building... I guess there weren't that... Oh, it's only on 100. Of course it is, because I didn't go around and do the fixes I was going to do, because I'm an idiot. And I bet these are the same, are they? Yeah. Okay. So if we did 24 for a yellow belt. Yeah, let's do it that way. And then, so 1 speed. And prod. Did a poll on the old channel with you know, what do you preferences for the modules, or which one do you like the most, basically. Well, I've been a bit cheeky on some of the polls. I've not actually said what they're about, in a sense. I've just gone... Why did it? I did a silly... you know, typo thing on it. But it was like... choose between them. But not with any... you know, why, as it were. Yeah, what, choosing what between them? You know, which it's not a which is best. It's just choose between them. Yeah, cool. There we go. So if we blueprint that, Oh, you can parameterize. I could parameterize it. What would I parameterize it with? Nothing, I guess. Cool. So, do we actually want it there? Probably not. Let's put it maybe in the middle. So, would it in the middle fit? That was like our... Probably want a balancer just because it's me and I like balancers. Not really any benefit to it, but... So if that was, say, there... In fact, let's turn my guys off. And then... Do I want to put room for a bacon in? Guess. Well, I know that's the midpoint, isn't it? That's exactly like halfway between the full blueprint. Okay, so if we go... Why have I only put 2 in on that side? I guess because train-wise they'd be delivering half as much, but that doesn't mean that there is half as much. Yeah, I should put all 4 in. So pop that down. And then I want to pick up the plate. Do plate indicator there. Oops. What did I do then? Plate. Plate. Cool. So twice as many trains coming in, but then we've got stackers, so we are happy with that. But yes, if we said that this is, say, the middle point, and that was what sort of room a beacon would take up, then we could go, and we want a balancer in. Have I got my balancers? Oh, look, wiggly wiggly. That must be a platform thing, surely. So why is it in there then? I don't think I have. Let's just use this one then. It's wrong in this from memory. It's like the pure, yeah, it's like the purest version of it. And that's not actually correct. So you would need to line up, say, there. Meaning because it's only got, it's not got the output, you know, unlimited thing you need to add on. Right, so you go like that. Should really do lane balancing as well, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, these are daft, these arrangements. I will fix it at some point, I'm sure. I probably won't fix it. Put you on there. Coal. We haven't even got any trains yet. So it's going to need to move back from there. That's fine. In fact, yeah, just pick it up. So if we had... Oh, it's going to... Oh, it's fine, it doesn't matter. So if we get a bit of room so it can work, and then we want, say, that there. Oops. That there. 1, 2, 3. There. That there. 1, 2, 3. That. Oops. That there. Nice. I'm not sure about this change they made that it, you know, if you place a bunch of stuff all together, it now like undoes all of them when you do undo. I'm not a fan of that. I'm perfectly happy to step through all of my mistakes and undo them all individually. In fact, this probably wants to be a bit further up. But yeah, it just sort of takes them all together and undoes them then. And I'm not a fan. I'm against such things. No, sir, I don't like it. So, I guess bacon max distance is going to be sort of there, maybe? Not like that, isn't it? Who's jumping over who, though? I think you're jumping over, aren't you? Oops. Ah. That's wrong then. Whoops. It's your classic. Needs to be one tile over. Oh, it's 6:05. I was hoping I might have this up and running. What I need to do, really, is set up the trains, basically. I've also just realised that the way I've done this needs the depot. Because these ore trains are just going to go back and forth, back and forth. They're not going to refuel. So it looks like we're going to have to do that bit of it. Which is fine. I mean, you know, need to do that anyway. But if I want it in that space, why don't I just next time we'll, or maybe I'll do it myself between streams. So I'm quite keen to keep working on these. I've got momentum. I'm quite keen to keep working on these scripts and maybe get them recorded at some point this week, or at least one of them anyway. Because even I'm a bit fed up of me constantly going, videos are coming, videos are coming. Get on with it then. Get on with it. Oh, it's too far up. No, that's fine. I'll just lay this in. But yeah, train will have to work for next time, and I will probably, hopefully, maybe, kind of fix, or maybe pare things down. It's a better way of putting it. So I don't have 12 different versions of the same flipping thing. We'll just use one. What a concept. Cool. Cool, yeah. So, schedule then. That's it for today for Factorio this week as well. I will be back tomorrow to play. I need to change the title of that, don't I? I've decided to call this series Factorio Parameterisation because that's super catchy. But yes, it's a non-Space Age playthrough at the moment. We might do something where we flip it to Space Age. I've always been curious as to how it works, you know, what it does. Does it just disable recipes and undo technologies and stuff like that? I don't think it will. But yeah, so we might flip to Space Age. We might just add on elevated rails, and I'll do some other blueprints or something like that. But yeah, the idea of this series really is about learning parameterization, uh, prioritization, um, interrupts, all that sort of stuff that they added that is available to everyone for version 2, but I never really did anything with in my Space Age playthrough because it just felt like too much. It was too much to do that as well as actually play Space Age. So that's the idea with this series. It is every Saturday. I am going to be running as 3 till 6 as my stream time up till Easter, when I will, well, I might do it up to my birthday, but Easter's so late this year that it's basically the same. But I'll probably be switching till 4 till 7, so it's giving you advance warning on that if you are paying any sort of attention of the timings. So there'll be at least 3 more, I think, or maybe in the 3 till 7 slot, and then it will switch to 4 till 7, and I'll give that a go. I may not like it, but I might try and keep that slot. We'll also be changing clocks at the end of March, so it's all sort of happening all together, basically. But yeah. I know Easter's April the 20th, isn't it, this year? So it'll be a good 6 or so. Oh, I don't know. I can't do it in my head. But yes, that's it for Factorio for this week, and it will return next week on the Saturday. I will, as I say, probably play a little bit, maybe fiddle about with those blueprints, tidy them up a little bit so that it's a bit more sort of simple for me to place things down. Tomorrow we will be back with Satisfactory. As I mentioned, I think I need to do steel things, basically. So I suspect we'll be heading over to the other area that I know is good for as like a mix of iron and copper and steel and stuff, and coal rather, to make steel. And we'll probably be making a little base there. Maybe we're running some mad belts all over the place. The intention, I think, or what I will probably do is you just store stuff and then bring it back to the main base, and because we won't be making the elevator parts for a while, I think the next phase of them, because I want to get the infrastructure up and running to do trains and things like that. So we'll probably be focusing more on the milestones, which means making those encased beams in particular, and then say building all the stuff so I can make all the next level of technologies, basically. So yeah, that's what we're focusing on. I'm sure it'll be going for a while before we get to the next space elevator part, but that will be the thing, which brings in the possibility, to be totally frank, that 1.1 might hit as a proper thing. They did a video yesterday, a teaser of 1.1. It looked like it was like quality of life stuff that was mostly in that, and like, you know, so new, and like it's cosmetics, like they do a lot of cosmetic stuff really, which I'd love to play with, but I'd rather just focus on actually finishing the game at the moment. So you know, there are all sorts of new pipes and beams and all sorts of stuff, so that all look fun, but hopefully shouldn't impact me. I'm a bit worried about having exactly the same problem I did last time with Satisfactory, where the streaming series, where I was like, you know, they introduced updates 5, 6, 7, and technically 8, I think, while I was streaming. It was actually quite disruptive. So I'm hoping they don't get the same thing with 1.1 and then 1.2 and all sorts. So I'm not on experimental, so hopefully it'll be like, you know, midsummer before experimental comes to like the main branch. But yeah, we'll have to see. So yes, that's the plan for Satisfactory tomorrow. Oh, that doesn't really sound like a plan, does it? Just a vague notion of what we're doing. But yeah, the point is that both streams, Saturday and Sunday, will be moving till 4 till 7 from Easter, basically, or 1st of May, something like that. The other thing to note, if you're watching on YouTube, then you can also watch on Twitch. And if you're watching on Twitch, you can also watch on YouTube. To give you the option, I use Restream to stream to both at the same time. I am also on socials. I don't particularly post a lot on socials. I'll be honest, I am really thinking about getting rid of my Twitter, or at least sort of deactivating it. I'm not a fan of the owner, well, the owner full stop, but also doing a bit of Holocaust denial, which is always fun. I shouldn't really talk about politics. It hurts your thing, but I'm assuming everyone's gone anyway. But yeah, so socials there if you wanted to follow me. There is also Discord for the channel. I don't really do anything on that. The other thing to note is I am working on scripts. To say I was going to kind of show you. I don't think I can because of how it's set up. I was going to do a little cheeky thing of I don't think that'll work, will it? No. So I basically, rather than working, I was. No, it's completely fallen over. So I wrote pages and pages and pages of script basically. So I've got what do we got here? No, that's the wrong thing. Ah, dear. I was just going to mention how many documents I'd written and how many pages, and I can't work it out. So there's one called How to Platforms, which is already 26 pages long. And then, the main ones I worked on is at the How to Platforms, the one that's about the engineer, what the engineer is, and that is 15 pages long. And then I did one on Fulgora. Been working on one on Fulgora anyway, and that is. You're going to tell me? Oh, why is that only saying 6 pages? That's not very long, is it? But yeah, so 30 odd pages of stuff, and that's only some of them. So videos are coming. Is basically the point on YouTube, but we need to do the bit that actually takes the time, which is the recording, the editing, etc., etc. So yeah, so they will return. That was really rambly, wasn't it? Hopefully I'll be less all over the place tomorrow. But yes, if you have been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it, and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Factorio. Thanks for watching. Cheers.